Hello guys, my name is Aaron and welcome to my tutorial series on C++ programming. C++ is a language that quite a number of people still find tricky to learn, especially those new to programming. And this tutorial series is meant to make it easier for them to learn. I'm going to be making everything very basic. The explanation, I'll explain everything to the core. Anything you don't understand, you can just drop it in the comments and I will respond to you as fast as I can. So basically I'll be introducing or I'll be releasing videos within per weeks. So this week I have quite some time, so I might release up to 7 videos, but from next week going I will be releasing at most 3 videos per week because I have some project working on. So first off, I would like to move into the next slide so we see what we're going to be covering in this whole tutorial series. I hope you guys really tag along. It's gonna be really good and fun. So as you can see, we're gonna do quite a number of stuff here. The very first, see, just these are what we're gonna be doing. We'll have 5, oh, spell exercise wrong there. Okay, we're gonna have 5 exercises with a take-home assignment or a take-home problem, which should be the very last problem that we take. These are going to be interesting questions where you will have to write an algorithm that is a solution to your problem. You first of all have to sit and think before you will be able to answer the question. So the very first ones, the first 9 ones are the basic ones. We need to, after understanding these basic statements and the essentials, we move into loops. Then from loops we do file manipulation and then move into functions, calling function by value and by reference, the difference between them and that stuff. Then move to recursion, then destruct this type. Then we do classes, constructors, destructors. Then we do the constructor and function overloading, accessors and mutators. We'll enjoy all of that. Then linked list. Then after doing the 4th exercise, we'll move into base classes. Here we are going to move now into object orientation and then talk about polymorphism, something quite some people, a number of people don't really understand much when it is in C++. So the next one, after the 5th assignment or exercise, we'll be talking about templates and generic programming, and then we'll introduce ourselves to STL, the standard template library. That is a new feature that's been added to C++, and that is not present in C, one of the perks of C++ over C. So we do strings, lists, tags, queues. All of these are very necessary data types that we'll be doing, complex data types that we'll be doing throughout the whole series. So apparently this, I think if I've left anything out, and when I'm doing the tutorial series and I get to some particular points and I realize I've left something out, I'll just quickly add it. So this might change, it might grow, I don't know. I just wrote this list out. So if I'm going and then I find some information that new programmers will need to know, I will just add that. So but for now, this is what we'll be looking at empirically. Yeah, so basically I want to take, okay, the very first one, introduction to C++. I want to just cover that one before I close this slide and then this slideshow, and then I'll meet you guys in the next tutorial where we start to write some code. and I hope by that time you would probably install your IDE, your editor that you want to use to write the code. If you don't know what an IDE is, just get some how do I call it, get some data, jump onto the internet, and you would learn some. It's very simple integrated development environment, so use that to write your code. And actually I'll be using dev C++, a product of Bloodshed, for the first half. Should I say first half? Because when I get to classes, I'll be using C Lion for a greater view. And yeah, so that is it. Let me just move to the next slide, and then we'll talk a little bit about language, and then I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. So yeah, about the language, what we know is it's a language that originated from C, and C is a language that has been used to write most of our base operating systems. Talk about Unix, Linux, MS-DOS, it's been C. So it's a very powerful programming language, and C++ came out of it, and it was given to us by Bjarne Stroustrup when he was working in the Bell Laboratories around in 1979. Okay, he originally called it C with classes, and later called it C++. That was in 1983. And the C++, the reasons it was changed to C++ they vary from people's perspectives, but generally you have the additional features that are being added to C++ that are not in C. So we'll move on, and it is a middle level programming language. Now when we talk about the level of a programming language, if we have the low, the middle, and the high level. Now if a programming language is a low level programming language, meaning that programming language, writing code in it is more closer to the machine code, okay, meaning it's more closer to the bits of zeros and ones. And higher means, and also when it's low, in fact the memory, you have access to the memory, more like every calculation has to be done with the memory, and that kind of interaction gives us low level programming language. So, and the high one moves away from that. You don't have to you don't have to know which part of your memory. You have to do direct calculations with your memory for your programs to work or function. They will be done behind the scenes, what you don't see. So now C++ does both of them, in the sense that C it came out of C, and C has given us certain opportunities or functions that help us interact directly with the memory and can have control of the memory. So, and also the high part of the programming language, we can write code in the setting code, and we don't have to explicitly go and manage how it's supposed to be run in the memory or direct manipulation with the memory. So both of that constitute the middle level programming language, since it's between both of them. It has some of this, has some of that. So it is a structured programming language. Now what that means, apparently structured meaning is structured. Okay, so let me okay, let's say blocks, let me put it that way. It has, you can write C++ programming language and have routines, subroutines. Those are functions, something you write to do another job. Okay, you can write them not in the same page or on the same within the same line of code. You can separate them, put them into different blocks, and it will still, your program will still execute the same way you want it, per the structure of it. What time you call this function, at what time you call this function, then it works what you want it to do. and that stuff. And it's also blocked, so we write code in blocks. And I think, is it the last one? Okay, let me go back. Yes, I think that's the last one here. So it supports OOP, that's object oriented programming. Yes, it's a short for object oriented programming. So C++ supports object oriented programming, which is one of the major reasons it was created, and C doesn't support that. So we're going to have to leverage on some of the opportunities C gives us with object oriented, such as building a really huge project. If you are building a really huge project, you wouldn't want to write headers upon headers and write a lot of code and that stuff. You probably need, maybe if you are building it in a team, some people write certain classes or certain objects, how they're supposed to function and that stuff, so that together when you are done, it can be executed properly and it will function as you want it to. One of the very nice things or good things about object oriented programming. So I think that will be all for that one. So let's just, why learn C++? Well, that's a question almost everybody asks, so, well, speed. Yes, the first one here is speed. And C++, programs written in C++ tend to run very fast, since a correct program or a good program written that doesn't waste memory or doesn't cause any mismanagement of our memory will eventually be fast and efficient. So, and since we can control the memory, how things are being executed, we can have that to our advantage, and then tend to release or delete or freeze memory space at any point in time when a program has finished executing. So it's used for writing most programming operating systems. As I said earlier, most of our base operating systems and many more that are still coming out, they are written in C++, or C++ has a relation in them one way or the other. Unix, Linux, mention them, MS-DOS. So cloud servers, yes, cloud servers, device drivers, a lot of them, and also suitable for backend development. And most companies, most big time companies have C++ as their backend programming language. What they do at the back, what you don't see. So yes, you can also use it when you understand. Apparently, if you go through this whole course and you understand C++, I might be introducing Qt, which would help you design or write interface code. You design your UI like that, and you write code and then develop your applications as you wish. And also is suitable for writing a new programming language. Yes, that's if you also want to write a new programming language, you can do that with C++. If you understand C++ very well and you wish that, you will need to modify it in a way so that you'll be convenient with it, or maybe an easy way for you. You can use C++ to do that. So these are just quick information I took from the internet Wikipedia page and some other pages as well. I don't remember the links, so you can go online, and if you are new to programming, you probably want to take some time to read a little further about the language before we start our programming next time. But I mentioned quite a few terms in this introduction. Subroutines, which are functions, call them functions. We will be doing that stuff in the future, so if you don't understand the stuff, any term I've mentioned, don't worry about it. We'll understand it when we continue the tutorial series. So next, I think that will be it for this particular introduction. So I think I'm gonna see you guys in the next tutorial where we'll really write code. So today, yes, I'll post this today, and tomorrow I think I'll get some time to post the very beginning, or the very first program that will be writing in C++. And if you like this video, or in any way, even if you don't like it, just make sure you press the like button. What am I even saying? Okay, let me put it this way: if you enjoyed the video or not, like the video. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'll see you guys here in the next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, that's important. Subscribe for any new videos that I'll be posting later. It might not be, my posting might not be consistent because I'm working on other stuff, so you guys will probably pardon me on that one. And subscribe so that if I post new videos, they will come straight to you and you'll be notified. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye. Peace out.